There exists a forbidden technique, capable of erasing in 10 minutes the weight of entire centuries of ancestral karma. What your family tree conceals are not merely forgotten stories, but energetic chains that imprison you in the same repetitions that destroyed your forebears. Paramahansa Yogananda warned, spiritual curses do not live only in the past. They walk invisibly in the present, shaping choices, sabotaging relationships, blocking prosperity. But what if the destiny of your lineage could be interrupted today? What if you were the chosen link to transform pain into light, misery into abundance, defeat into victory? Prepare yourself, because in the next few minutes, you will learn the explosive method that can liberate generations, a simple practice, yet so daring, that it breaks invisible chains and ignites a new line of destiny in your family. This is not theory, this is direct experience. And when you listen to the end, you will perceive the power to erase centuries of suffering was already stored within you. Ancestral karma is not superstition. It is spiritual law, as precise as gravity, as inevitable as dawn after the darkest night. Every human being is born as a leaf on the great tree of existence, carrying in their most intimate fibers not only physical DNA, but the causal impressions of all those who came before. The bitter fruits we harvest today, the depression that repeats, the poverty that persists, the relationships that fail following the same pattern, are seeds planted by hands that no longer exist on the physical plane. Imagine for an instant the tree of your lineage. Each branch represents a generation, each leaf a soul that passed through earthly experience. What few perceive is that this tree does not exist only in linear time. It is a living structure on the astral plane where past, present, and future interweave like roots entwined in the dark earth of the collective unconscious. When an ancestor died carrying resentment, when someone departed without forgiving, when entire generations lived under the weight of fear or scarcity, these vibrations remain engraved in the family consciousness like deep grooves. Yogananda used to tell the parable of the wise gardener. Waimdo, there was a man who inherited a garden where only thorns grew, no matter how many flowers he planted. One day, he discovered that the roots of ancestral rose bushes were still feeding the earth with bitterness. Only when he blessed those ancient roots with gratitude and forgiveness could the flowers finally bloom. This is the key that opens all doors. We do not fight against ancestral karma. We transform it through loving understanding. The technique I will reveal works because you, as awakened consciousness, possess the alchemical power to transmute dense energy into pure light. When you sit in meditation and invoke the presence of your lineage with love, you become the focal point where the past can finally redeem itself. Breathe deeply now and feel. There are ancestors waiting for you to become the channel of their liberation. Ancestral karma operates like a cosmic shadow. You do not see it directly, but it influences every movement of your life, shaping your choices, limiting your dreams, whispering fears that are not yours. It manifests in patterns that repeat generation after generation. Families where money always slips from their hands, where marriages end in the same painful way, where disease visits the same organs in fathers, children, and grandchildren. This is not coincidence. It is energetic programming transmitted through the subtle currents of spiritual inheritance. But here lies the mystery that few masters reveal. The same channel that transmits suffering can transmit redemption when someone in the lineage awakens to the truth of their divine nature. You are that someone, the link chosen by the cosmos to interrupt painful cycles and inaugurate a new era in your family. Just as a single candle can dispel the darkness of a cave, a single illuminated consciousness can transform centuries of density into radiant light. Esoteric tradition teaches that there exist missionary souls who incarnate specifically to heal wounded lineages. Perhaps you have wondered why your life has been so intense, why you feel such a profound responsibility to transform family patterns, why you seem to carry weights that are not yours. The answer is profound. You came to be the healer of your genealogical tree, the one who transforms curse into blessing through the force of conscious love. Begin today to see your family challenges not as burdens, but as sacred opportunities for liberation. Every time you forgive a difficult father, you heal generations of hardness. Every time you choose love where there was hatred, you rewrite the energetic code of the entire lineage. This is the power that rests in your hands at this exact moment. What most disturbs us in our family is precisely the golden key that opens the doors of ancestral liberation. That absent father, that controlling mother, that addicted grandfather, they are not in our life to torture us, but to show us exactly where the light of consciousness needs to shine to heal not only ourselves, but all who came before. Self-knowledge is not an individual journey, it is ancestral alchemy. When you heal the wound within yourself, you heal in silence all those who carried it before you. Think of this as a reverse echo through time. When you finally forgive the rejection you received, you are also healing the wounded child your father was, and the wounded child your grandfather was, in a cascade of liberation that crosses dimensions. What we call inner work is actually cosmic service of unimaginable proportions. You are literally saving generations through the transformation of your own consciousness. Yogananda revealed to his most advanced disciples, when a man transcends a limitation within himself, he transcends it simultaneously on all planes where it existed. This means that your personal healing resonates through the astral structure of the family, liberating souls that were still trapped in dense patterns, allowing them to evolve in the subtle worlds and stop negatively influencing descendants. The practice is simple but profound. Identify the most challenging trait in your lineage. It may be fear, anger, or lack, and transform it consciously within yourself through meditation, forgiveness, and compassion. Every moment of conscious choice is an act of ancestral redemption. You are not merely improving your life, you are elevating the entire current of existence of which you are part. All great spiritual traditions whisper the same truth under different veils. We are links in a cosmic chain of consciousness that transcends the illusion of temporal separation. Buddhism speaks of karmic bonds that perpetuate through lives and generations until someone awakens in pure compassion and voluntarily breaks. Hinduism teaches that we are born of births. Each lineage is a sacred theater where kindred souls gather to purify together their collective karma through love and wisdom. In mystical Christianity, Christ declared, "I am the vine, you are the branches," a truth that goes beyond metaphor, revealing that to liberate oneself is simultaneously to liberate the entire tree from which we sprout. When a branch fills with divine light, all the sap of the tree transforms, irrigating each leaf with new life. What mystics of all ages discovered is that we do not exist as isolated individuals, but as facets of a family consciousness that seeks evolution through each of its members. Ancient masters guarded this knowledge because they knew of its transformative power. When someone understands that their personal liberation is also ancestral liberation, the motivation for transformation becomes irresistible. It is no longer about you alone. It is about generations of souls who trust in your light to finally find peace. This sacred responsibility awakens in you forces you never knew you possessed. And here lies the deepest secret that almost no one dares consider. Your ancestors have not truly departed. They continue existing in the subtle planes, many still trapped in the impressions they created in life, awaiting someone in the lineage to awaken enough to help them liberate themselves definitively. You are that someone. Your spiritual practice is an act of love that echoes through dimensions. Now comes the moment to reveal the technique that masters transmitted only orally, whispered from guru to disciple in the silent caves of the Himalayas. This 10-minute practice has the power to dissolve karmic chains that seemed unbreakable, liberating not only you, but the entire ancestral current that pulses through your being. Prepare to enter sacred territory where time and space bow before the force of awakened consciousness. Sit in a comfortable position, with your spine erect like a tree that rises toward infinity. Close your eyes and breathe deeply 3 times, imagining that each exhalation releases tensions accumulated for generations. Each inhalation brings pure light from the cosmos. Now visualize before you the majestic tree of your lineage. In the trunk, yourself. In the upper branches, your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, ascending to where memory cannot reach. In the roots, your children, grandchildren, future descendants yet to come. Contemplate this tree with eyes of infinite compassion. See how some branches seem twisted by pain, how certain leaves withered under the weight of ancient sorrows, how some roots tangle in patterns of limitation. But also see the essential beauty of this tree, each soul that composes it sought, in its own way, light and love, even when lost in the shadows of ignorance. Now, with an inner voice firm but loving, declare, I liberate them and I liberate myself. Karma dissolves in the light of the Spirit. Visualize a golden flame being born in your heart and expanding through the entire tree. This flame does not burn to destroy, but to transmute. See how it touches each branch, each leaf, each root, dissolving the shadowy threads that maintain painful patterns until the entire tree shines in pure light. Remain in this contemplation for 10 minutes, breathing peace, radiating gratitude, feeling how entire generations sigh with relief as they finally liberate themselves from chains they carried for too long. At the end, whisper, may all my lineage be blessed. May the light that I am illuminate all paths. Here rests the mystery that no esoteric school ever revealed publicly, the secret that only initiates in the highest degrees of wisdom knew. When you truly heal yourself, your ancestors also heal in the spiritual world, not as a side effect, but as fundamental cosmic law. Time is illusion. In the realm of pure consciousness, past and present coexist, and the transformation occurring now within you resonates simultaneously through all dimensions where your lineage exists. Many spirits you call dead actually await silently in the astral planes the liberation that only you can grant through your own elevation of consciousness. They did not depart for the light because they remained trapped in the dense impressions they created in life. And you, as conscious link, possess the golden key that can open these subtle prisons. Every moment of forgiveness you practice, every instant of compassion you live. Every loving choice you make reverberates through the energetic family structure like waves of liberation. The most revolutionary truth is this: you do not carry ancestral curses. You carry the sacred opportunity to be the liberator of your entire lineage. Those painful patterns that repeat in your family are not punishments of fate. They are calls from the soul for you to awaken your Christ nature and redeem through conscious love what unconscious fear created. You are the chosen one, not through arrogance, but through love, to interrupt millennial cycles of suffering and inaugurate a new era of light in your genealogical tree. And here is the point that almost no one dares consider. When you accomplish this work of ancestral redemption, you are not only healing the past, you are creating a luminous future for all descendants yet to come. Your spiritual practices today shape the destiny of future generations, ensuring they are born free from the burdens you had the courage to dissolve. This is your cosmic legacy, your contribution to the evolution of human consciousness. True spiritual practice does not happen only in moments of silent meditation, but expresses itself through every gesture of daily life, transformed into a sacred act of ancestral liberation. When you forgive that father who was absent, you are healing centuries of men who did not know how to express love, breaking patterns of emotional coldness that perhaps perpetuated for generations. When you choose abundance where your family always knew scarcity, you rewrite the energetic code of prosperity for all future descendants. Every addiction you transcend interrupts a chain of compulsion that may have crossed decades or centuries in your lineage. Every fear you face with courage liberates not only you, but all those who bowed before the same terror in past epochs. This is the transformative power of the conscious present. It not only changes what is happening now, but retroactively redesigns the entire energetic history of your family. Begin to see every family challenge as a disguised divine opportunity. That recurring argument with your mother may be the portal through which you heal generations of women who did not know how to communicate their needs with love. That financial difficulty that seems to pursue your family may be the cosmic invitation for you to develop a sacred relationship with abundance, transforming forever the vibrational pattern of prosperity in your lineage. The daily practice is simple. Before reacting automatically to any challenging family situation, pause, breathe, and ask, how can I respond in a way that heals not only this moment, but generations of similar pain? Then, consciously choose love where there was hurt, understanding where there was judgment, gratitude where there was resentment. Every conscious choice is an act of redemption that echoes through dimension. When you liberate yourself from ancestral karma through consistent practice of conscious transmutation, something extraordinary happens. You not only become free, you become a channel of liberation for countless other souls you do not even know physically, but who vibrate at the same frequency as your spiritual lineage. The soul, once prisoner of the past, flies free toward its true dharma, but not as a solitary flight. It becomes a star that guides other souls to the same freedom. With each practice of the revealed technique, you strengthen not only your own light, but contribute to what masters call the morphogenetic field of redemption, like an invisible energetic grid that facilitates the awakening of other consciousnesses trapped in the same patterns you dissolved. This means your personal liberation becomes cosmic service of unimaginable proportions, facilitating the path for thousands of souls who struggle against the same ancestral dragons you conquered. The ancient Vedas proclaimed, when one being realizes the truth, 1,000 worlds rejoice. This is not metaphor. It is precise description of what happens when you transcend inherited limitations and become a living example that transformation is possible. Entire families begin to heal spontaneously when one of their members reaches a certain level of consciousness, as if a light had been turned on in a dark house, allowing everyone to see the way out. But the expansion does not stop at the biological family. It extends to the spiritual family of all humanity. Every pattern you transcend within yourself removes an obstacle from the evolutionary path of our species. You become literally a pioneer of consciousness, blazing territories of freedom that others will be able to traverse more easily because you already opened the pathways through your own courageous transformation. A life dedicated to the liberation of ancestral karma is not merely elevated personal existence. It is eternal legacy that resonates through all dimensions of creation, transforming not only one being, but the entire tree of existence from which it sprouted, and all spiritual forests that connect to it through invisible bonds of love and evolution. When you reach the spiritual maturity to understand that your personal healing is simultaneously collective healing, you cease living for yourself and begin living as a conscious instrument of cosmic redemption. The power accumulated through generations of experience, both luminous and shadowy, now rests in your hands as sacred inheritance that can be directed toward creating a radically different future. This is not responsibility that should create anxiety, but opportunity that should awaken the deepest enthusiasm of your soul. You have the unique privilege of being the focal point where centuries of history transform into pure light through the alchemy of consciousness. Each morning you awaken as a new opportunity to consciously choose liberation instead of repetition, creation instead of automatic inherit, love instead of ancestral fear. And every conscious choice you make benefits not only you, it becomes blessing available to every soul still struggling against the same patterns, creating pathways of light through territories that once seemed impassable. The supreme mystery is that you never walk alone on this journey of liberation. Every time you practice the revealed technique, you invoke not only your ancestors for healing, but also spiritual masters from all traditions who dedicated their existences to this same work of redemption. You become part of a much vaster lineage, the lineage of liberators, those who chose to transform chains into light for the good of all beings. As these words echo in your consciousness, know that something profound has already transformed in the invisible structure of your existence. You are no longer the same being who began this journey of understanding, for simple exposure to these truths has already initiated an irreversible process of liberation that will deepen with each sincere practice of the revealed technique. The knowledge you received is not common information, but direct transmission of spiritual force that acts through your understanding to dissolve exactly what needs to be transformed in your ancestral lineage. From this moment forward, you carry in your being the sacred flame of redemption, not as heavy burden, but as radiant light that naturally dissolves shadows wherever it manifests. Every step you take will be simultaneously personal walk and ancestral pilgrimage toward complete liberation. May the revealed technique become daily practice in your life. May your ancestors finally find the peace they sought through so many existences, and may your descendants be born free from the chains you had the wisdom and love to dissolve. May all your lineage be eternally blessed those to be. If these revelations have deeply touched your soul, if you recognized in every word the truth your heart was already whispering in silence, then it is time to amplify this light through simple but powerful gestures that connect you to a worldwide community of souls dedicated to the same sacred work of redemption. Leave your like on this video, not as automatic gesture, but as conscious declaration that you align with the energy of liberation and desire that others find this transformative path through the divine algorithm that connects kindred souls in the digital vastness of our time. Subscribe to this channel and activate the bell as an act of commitment to your own evolution, for here you will regularly find practices, techniques, and revelations that will deepen your journey of ancestral liberation and consciousness expansion. Share this video with those people you feel are ready for this understanding. Perhaps someone in your family, perhaps a dear friend who struggles against repetitive patterns, perhaps someone you do not even know personally, but whom the cosmos will place in your path through the mysterious algorithm of synchronicity. And leave in the comments your perceptions, your experiences with the technique, your discoveries about your own lineage. For when we share our healing journeys, we create a collective energetic field that facilitates transformation for all. May the infinite spirit that resides in you as you manifest through every gesture of liberation, may your entire lineage be elevated by the light of your awakened consciousness. And may you always be a blessed channel of redemption for all souls who cross your path in this sacred existence.